has just gone live. You don't see anything? Single tier. Is it? Good. Hello? Sorry. Got a microphone going. Can you hear me? Cool. Have to teabag it. Which could also be a good euphemism for something. Because my coffee machine apparently isn't working. Ha! Teabag. I'm glad somebody made a joke, because otherwise I would have been like... It's green tea. I think green tea isn't decaffeinated. Isn't caffeinated, right? Question mark? Yeah, how do I make it go slow? I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Slow mode. The room is now in slow mode. Woot. Sorry, guy. Didn't mean to start early and ruin everything. No, it's the same camera. It is the same camera. Am I lagging? F. Sorry, homies. No, I didn't read the second to last issue of Fantastic Four. Was it rad? Was it everything you wanted it to be and more? I probably won't marry you, no. Sorry. Just 'cause I don't know you. If I met you, and I was like, hey, this person's pretty rad, then maybe. I can't tell if the chat is lagging. Oh. Well, starting at 9, it was going to be like an hour. So I'm going to be here for a while. Like an hour and 15, probably. Oh, man, slow mode is rad. I didn't have it on slow mode last time, but I didn't tell as many people I was doing a live stream last time, so I'm, like, terrified. Hmm. So I'm still, like, out of it enough that I'm just, like, sitting here reading. Agave. It ends with an E. Well, this stuff does. Boop. 100% pure sweetener, light, certified USDA organic. I do want to do live streams of video games. Yeah, we have an HD PVR at work, and I brought it home, and there's a cord missing. So I got really sad. But no, I'm planning on just pretty much any time I'm playing video games and super bored, just being like, I should stream this, I guess. It says it's organic, but what else is on the label? Mild and delicious. Miel de agave. Our organic agave nectar is made purely from the juice of the Salmiana variety of agave. I guess they're telling the truth because there's no ingredients on here. Ooh. Okay, so I went to a private school. We didn't get to play Oregon Trail in school. I found out about it because my cousin was playing it, and I went to her house and I was like, "What is this game?" And she was like, "I don't know, but you can die in it." And I was like, "That makes it cool." And so we would play Oregon Trail like constantly, and then we would swap out the names of our family members and be like, "Oh no, David got bit." Stuff like that. It was awesome. I have Ramona hair right now. I know, people keep telling me that, and like these just keep growing, so it's probably just gonna keep on happening. Oh, I'm sorry for your aunt. I had an aunt that passed away not too long ago too, actually. Unless you mean in the game. But either way. That guy, now that I've come to hang with Dodger on Livestream. No! No, you're awesome that you've come to join me on Livestream. Because I still have no idea what's going on. Like, these first few are gonna be me going, how do I do this? And then everybody going. So I'm really glad that I have you guys around to be super patient with me. And like, yeah, I'm sorry about the whole moderator thing. I'm sure you mods will do fantastic. But yeah, in the future it won't just be pick a number. You're my mod. So. uh, so this is my live stream, and my hair. Oh, my number was 25, so I picked the three first people who said, um, I think like 23, 24, and 25. I know. I wish that I had a headset so that I could totally be like, "Hello and welcome to my live stream." Just have like the giant earmuffs going on, the tin cans, as it were. And just have like a huge mic and be like, "Hello, welcome, welcome to Dodger time." D&D! Good luck, Vargad. I'm excited for you and jealous a little bit because I wish that I was playing D&D right now. I realized I was looking through my books and I realized that I have no idea where my player's handbook is. Insert horror music. I don't know where it is. If you're going to pretend you're on the radio, just put a little filter over the mic and talk all slow and sly like, "Hello, and welcome to Dodger Time on NPR." I used to love NPR, but I don't listen to it anymore. Sorry, guys, for hating slow mode. But I feel like, I don't know, maybe I could leave it on fast mode until I start having issues. But like last time, people would ask a question, people would ask like a question over and over and over again, and I would keep missing it. So, sounded like Alan Rickman. I love him. I love Alan Rickman. He's one of my favorite actors ever. Oh, BlizzCon. I'm hoping to go for BlizzCon, yeah. Um, hopefully, like, Husky and a couple of our other friends and I can all like hang out at it again because that was super fun. So yeah, we're planning on going. I'm trying to finagle a way to get into E3 too. Shh. We'll see if that works though. That would be awesome to be a radio station in GTA. People would be like, "What?" Because I think GTA is one of those games where you can like you change the radio with like the left and the R pad. Is that right? No? Can't remember. Have a good shower. Good times. So what's the news on the game you helped create? So I love this game. I think it is so rad and I'm really excited to put it up. But they're making like a game station website and they really want to put it up on there. And so they're like, you know, we know that you guys just made this game. So if it's all right, we'd love for you guys to wait until we put up the game station website and then the game could be on that website. And I'm like, okay, but I have no idea how long that's going to take. They didn't give me a timetable, so I feel like being like, all right, here's the thing. If you don't get a website up within the next month or so, I'm gonna just take my game. How does that sound? Good? Good. Because I worked hard on it, so... What is the game about? It's... The only thing that I'll tell you is um, it's a Space Invaders variation. Because we thought it would be hilarious. So, yeah. I love Brian Regan. Oh, I'm sorry that it's lagging. I don't want it to lag. No! No freezing and slash lagging and stuff. It's not lagging, no lag, stream is fine, okay. Oh man. I'm like, how can I fix all of your problems? I don't know how. Italy, fun. No lag. What? This is live, dude. This is live. You watching me talking to you. Talking to me. Galaga. I used to love Galaga. My brother and I used to have like Galaga battles. It was the best. Loved it so much. Oh, I don't have coffee. I have tea because my coffee. I went out there to check on my coffee, and the machine was like, I don't know what's going on. So I just heated up some water, and I have tea brewing. But um, tea always takes a little bit longer to cool off for me. So I'm just kind of sitting here going, all right, Shakespeare cup, do your magic and make this tea colder for me. Would I like some pies with my coffee? I don't have coffee. Oh. Apple pie is the only type of pie that I like. Whoop. I think one time you should have a huge online game just for fans like Tetris. Whoever beats you in Tetris becomes a mod. Yes, that would be so rad. We're gonna have a battle, and if you win, you can be my mod. I feel like that could be a reality show. Like one of those stupid reality shows where people click onto it and go, why does this even exist? And all of us would go, we don't know, but somebody gave us the money to make this show. Yes. Oh, good. No lagging? Good. Oh, it is. It is Dragon Ball Z. So pretty. Do I not have? No, it is. I was like, is season 1 not there? Where did it go? But it's there. We're good. We're fine. I haven't been playing Rift at all. But a lot of people have told me to. Is it super sweet? Is it rad? Is it everything it should be? Oh no! It's it sucks. It's decent. Oh man. And yes, Sailor Moon is right next to DBZ. Just season 1 though. Um, because at the time I was living with somebody, I got season 1 and then she was like, "Lol, I'm gonna get season 2," and I was like, "Good." And then we had Sailor Moon marathons. Sailor Moon marathons with chips and Mountain Dew. That was like our standard. It's pretty good times. I love Yogscast. I love Yogscast. I think they are hilarious. Oh, they're so much fun for me to watch. Have you been approached by people to act, appear in web series with your YouTube profile? No. Nope. I've been asked, like, the people, like Hi, I'm Ron's video. Um, he he and I met and he was like, well, I'm gonna be doing this Cupid thing. You want to be in it? And I was like, yeah. Stuff like that happens, and that's awesome. But no, nobody's asked me to be in a web series, which I'm okay with at this point, because right now I'm already like doing my channels, m making my movies, my videos. What's your favorite DBZ saga? People always judge me when I say this, but I think the like first Saiyan arc is my favorite. Like I love it so much because it's still when Goku is still in this weird like I'm invincible stage, which he has through the entire series, but he's in it in a like I've never met somebody who ever made me feel differently sort of way. And then Vegeta is just like a giant dick, which he always is, but like I don't know, it feels like there's a point of maturity in the Dragon Ball Z series, but like in the Saiyan arc is when they clash for the very first time and you're like, this is so epic because you know what happens in the future. I don't know. I don't know how to explain why I love the Saiyan arc so much, but like the second that the Saiyans get to Earth, from that point, when people start just like dropping like flies, and then it ends with their final battle, and then Vegeta's like, "Oh God," and like crawls into his spaceship. It's so good, so good. If you were drinking coffee, what brand does Dodger drink? I think that Dunkin' Donuts is like the best tasting coffee, but there's another brand that we used to get in Oregon that was like, standard Oregon, like fair trade and all that sort of goodness. But I can't remember the name of the brand. It was really good. It was like a peppermint coffee, which I'm not always in the mood for, but it was really, really good if we wanted it. So that was super fun. What just happened? Come back! What are you? Okay, we're good. um, I have a lot of random stuff on my desk. Okay, so I have like, for whatever reason, have like earrings and like screws, like pieces of hardware, and like it's this weird mix of like my boy self and my girl self that's just like all over my table. So so every now and then something falls and I go, I don't know what just fell. It was an earring. It's fine. But I just heard it fall and wasn't sure what happened, so I decided to look. You're a lady boy? Alright. What kind of microphone are you using? Samson C01U USB studio condenser. I need to make a pop filter though. Um, I was talking to Total Biscuit and he was like, "You really need a pop filter," and I was like, "I know, I kind of want to make one." And he was like, "Yeah, just use a hanger and some nylon or something." And I was like, "Oh, that's a good idea." But now I'm just like lazy and just haven't done it yet. Oh, the Dead Island trailer is so good. Sorry. Reacted really explosively to that. The Dead Island trailer, if you have not seen the Dead Island trailer, you have got to go watch it because it is so good. Uh, I, I want to link you guys to it. Uh, this is, it's so good, you guys. Like, okay, so it's one of those trailers where you're watching it, and it's just so, like, emotional, and then as it's going on, you realize, oh my god, this is a zombie game. Which is interesting because so many zombie games are coming out right now, which, somebody asked me to talk about Class 3, too. Which I think they asked me about in my last stream, and I kept getting distracted and didn't talk about it. But oh, it's so good. It's so, so, so good. It's one of those games where like, when you watch the trailer, you end up thinking to yourself, I wonder if somebody could possibly make a zombie game where I wound up, like, caring. You know? Because in most zombie games, you just, like, you go through the entire story mode and you're like, well, I killed a lot of zombies, and, it's pretty cool, or whatever. But, I don't know, since they made this trailer so cinematic and so emotional, I feel like they're planning on having like a really developed storyline, and if they don't, I think a lot of people are going to be upset about it. So, um, yeah. Pirates of the Caribbean fan, if you are you pumped or bummed that they're making a fourth? Um, I'm glad that they're switching stories. I think it sounds like Johnny Depp is the only one from the original cast that's coming back. Is that true? Something like that. But yeah. I'm not sold on it. I'll see it. It's just like any time a video game movie comes out, I'm like, I'll see it, but I'm not sold on it. I don't think that it's gonna be good, but I'm just gonna see it because it's Pirates of the Caribbean. Barbosa will be back too. That's right. Jeffrey Rush, one of them's. Do I have any fucking freckles? Well, there's one right here. I don't know if that counts as a freckle or as a mole. I don't have any on my face. Oh yeah, by the way, you might have noticed that I made you guys say that you're 18 before you came in here. Because I don't trust myself not to cuss, so it's gonna happen. So you guys might as well just know that it's gonna happen. Even with the sound off, I can tell she talks too much. You're sweet. Can the mods post more than once every 2 minutes? Don't spam, dude. Don't be a spammy mod. Have you seen the Alice Madness Returns trailer? No, I haven't. Is it good? Is it rad? What do you like the most about doing Press Heart to Continue? I love that. This is gonna sound ridiculous. I love that I get to make a video where I talk about things that most of the time you would sit down to have a conversation about something and everybody else at the table would get really bored. I like that I get to sit in front of a camera and just kind of like talk about my feelings about a specific subject, and then on YouTube people can respond and like tell me how they feel about it, like whether they agree or disagree with me. I think that that's awesome. It's one of the things that I really, really love about YouTube. And yeah, and just like I really enjoy editing too, so that's good because otherwise by this point I'd be like, screw this show, man, I'm not doing this anymore. But yeah, it's super fun, I think. I really enjoy it. I like it a lot. Trying to pay attention to the live stream and your video saying you live. Dodger, if I interview Ang Lee, do certain days of the week work better for you? No, not really. Like weekends, obviously, but if it has to be like a weekday, like a work day, just let me know and we'll figure it out. Dead Island, so emotional. I know, right? Did you see Firefly is coming back to TV? The Science Channel bought the rights. Yeah, I saw that. They're also apparently planning a spin-off, but I think that that's like a rumor. Like I flipped out at work yesterday because somebody Ro texted me and was like, "Did you hear that Sci-Fi is putting up Firefly and they're making a spinoff possibly?" And I was like, "Ah!" and started googling it like super intensely because I love Firefly so much. Sorry, I'm redoing my ponytail. Did you watch Lost? I did. I watched all of it. I marathoned the whole thing because I had a friend who was so obsessed with it. And every time I slowed down on it, she would be like, "Are you watching Lost? Are you watching Lost? Are you watching Lost? Are you watching Lost?" And it made me want to die. So, yeah, so I finished it all. And the only thing that I'll say is I loved the show, but I really hated the ending. That's all I'll tell you. How do you Google super intensely? What does that look like? Ah! Just like being really excited about it. Um, I will tell you that it was a text message, so it was like, what? And then it was me like jumping over to my desk and like flipping open my laptop and freakishly typing, and everybody was like, "What's going on, buddy? Really excited about something?" Did you know the height of your ponytail equals my intelligence? I must be stupid. I must be dumb. Melissa or Susanna or Velocity. Velocity probably would have been a pretty sweet name. You gotta admit. Velocity was like one of those words that when I was on dance team, we wanted to have like a super cool name, and our coaches were obsessed with like really really intense words like velocity and luminosity and things like that, and we were like not all about it always, but they usually won because they were the coaches. I know, an American Gladiator's name, Velocity, right? That's what I think too. I'm like, dude, if I was named Velocity, I feel like I could beat up anyone. Like, it's just one of those names where you just wouldn't know what to do with yourself. Dodger, do you play Minecraft? If you do, can you upload your world? I would like to check it out. Here's Okay, here's the problem with how I play Minecraft, is that I play it for a certain amount of time, and then I say, I want to do a new world, and then I start a new world. And then I play it for a certain amount of time, and then I start a new world. And then eventually I go, oh, well, I haven't played that first world in a while, I might as well just delete it. So, like, I don't have any, like, really well expanded areas at all. Like, I'm also, I'm the same person who would play an MMO and would, play a character until I reached, like, level 50, and then be like, I think I'm gonna make a new character, and I make a new character, and then it's like, this is the same like horrible process where you don't like to finish anything really. Oop. I just got a message that says, I'm sending you this just to interrupt the stream that I'm watching. Thanks, dude. You're pretty and whatever. Do you play WoW, Dodger? I don't play it right now. No. I think I talked about this in my last live stream. But yeah, I was gonna start playing it with Cataclysm, but then I just didn't. Did you watch the Captain America trailer? Looks pretty awesome, but still gonna suck probably. Yeah, but Captain America is one of those things where it's like you can do it super campy and ridiculous, and it's Captain America, so it's still gonna work. I feel like if there was ever a movie to suck, it should be Captain America, because everybody will be like, well, that sucks, but it was Captain America. I mean, come on. And people will still just love it. So, I mean, I'm hoping, especially with Chris Evans, I'm hoping that it turns out to just be one of those, I'm glad I saw that sort of situations, but you never know. I really like the costume design for it. I love it. Although, I love excessive buckles on any costume. And if you watch the Captain America trailer, you will see his costume and go, wow, excessive buckles. And you'll see why I love his costume so much. But it's just, I don't know. I thought it was really, his costume design is really well done. He's pretty hilarious and epic. I think that movie could be a win. Possibly. Dodger, it's Joey. I totally got here. Yes! Joey is my friend from college, and he and I were so weird, but we always got each other. And we were going to make Norse mythology books for children, but then we started trying to make them, and we were like, how can we make these not violent? We can't. There's no way you can make these stories okay for children, but we're still going to do it someday. You have a very nice smile. Thank you. That's sweet. Hi, Dodger. This is Ronnie Goss, who posted the Tonight I'm Fracking You video. I think you should have been in it. Oh, that's so sweet. Um, yeah, a bunch of my friends were in that video. It was pretty cool. It was super cool, dude. I enjoyed that. I really liked the ending, specifically. I lolled. I verbally IRL lolled when I saw that. It was pretty fantastic. Odin and the Asgard kids. It would be so good. Do you guys see how wonderful this would be? But the problem is we would have to change so much stuff that by the end of it we'd be like, no child learned anything. Like there's no Norse mythology that these kids could like you couldn't get an A on a test after reading this book. There's just do you torrent stuff? I don't now. Um I'll be totally honest. I used to torrent like a ton. Like so much. And then I've lived in two different places now where the servers are like really actively watched. Like the place where we live right now, they make you like sign into their server before you can even get on the internet, which is so lame and we hate it. It's one of the main reasons that we want to get out of here because that's why randomly we'll have no internet. We'll be like, angry, angry face. Uh, but yeah, I used to torrent a ton, like so much. Um, but I don't know. This is all making me a better person? Question mark. How much time have you spent trying to run the race on QUOP? I got to that hurdle, that stupid hurdle. For those of you who haven't played QUOP, it's a game where you are in control of a guy's thighs and shins, thighs, and why does shin sound wrong? Oh well. Calves! Thank you! Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was like, that's wrong, that's wrong. I can tell it's wrong. Um, but you control all of them individually, but with Q, W, O, and P, and you have to try to make this dude run. And if you can make him run fast enough, it'll play da 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 da. But if you're me, you get him into this weird like position like this, and you make him go uh, uh, all the way down the stupid track. But when you're like 5 meters away or whatever, there's a huge hurdle. And if you run into it, it just knocks you over and you're done. It was so frustrating. I was like, no! So upset. Didn't TB do a video about that game? I think he did. Yeah, and Penguin Zero did the original video for it, I think. If you haven't seen Penguin Zero before, I don't think he's part of the game station or anything, but he's hilarious. He's so funny. He's one of those people where you're watching his video and you're just so like he sounds so whatever, and then he'll randomly get upset but still in that really whatever voice. Like he'll be doing something and go, "No. No." You're just like, "I'm so sorry, dude. I love you so much. Your voice is epic." Do you speak Norwegian? No, I don't. Whoops. Who sets up your dodge this interviews? I've met a lot of people since. Oh, that could have been bad. I almost knocked over my tea, like hardcore. Um, I've met a lot of people since I've been in LA, and a lot of them, if I just say like, "Hey, so I'm doing this dodge this show. Like, do you know anybody in the industry who would be really cool to talk to?" Um, half the time they end up knowing somebody where they're like, "Would you want to talk to this person?" And I'm like, "Yes." Like it's really bizarre how many people like when you're in LA, there is such a good chance that somebody that you meet will know somebody famous. It's really, really strange. But I totally appreciate it now that I'm here and I'm doing this show because um, it's funny because like I end up getting so many messages from people being like, "Your Dodge's show is kind of a waste of time. Kind of feel like you shouldn't do it anymore." And I'm like, dudes, I'm meeting these people like mostly for me. Like, I might as well make a video out of it, and then if somebody wants to watch it, they can watch it. Like, that's just kind of my feelings on it because I don't know. Like, I think that it's super interesting to meet these people. I'm like, might as well set up a camera, film it. Portal 2 thoughts. I'm really, really excited about the co-op. Um, and the original, do you guys remember the original trailer that was super creepy? Like, it came out a long time ago, where it's like the entire building remaking itself with like growth, like all of this, like flora just like everywhere. Oh, it was so great, and then it like rounded off with GLaDOS's voice, which is just it's like one of those like chilling voices where you're like, oh, I love this game so much. The original game was so good. I think that if I know that they're planning on changing a lot of stuff in the mechanics of it, and I think that if they end up keeping the same like campy clean feeling that they had before to give us enough nostalgia that we get back into it really quickly, that's gonna help a lot. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, there's a balance there. They're gonna have to try. So, but starting on Valentine's Day, they started letting people pre-download it, not pre-download it, uh, buy it, like go on pre-sale. How is it still up? Are they still letting people do that over Steam? I can't remember. How long did it take you to complete the first portal? Uh, it was in one sitting. I remember that. I was on my couch. Like most of my gaming experience happened on my couch. Oh, probably like 5 or 6 hours, including breaks, something like that. I just like attacked the heck out of it. The Crisis 2 leak. For those of you who were here for the last live stream, and everybody was like, "Did you hear that Crisis 2 got leaked?" And I went, "What?" That's how I feel about the Crisis 2 leak. um, but it sounds like uh, it sounds like there's still like a ton of bugs in the leak, so it's like, why even bother? trying to get the leak if everything's wrong with it. Duke Nukem has done a voice pack for Han. Oh, Duke Nukem, you classy lady. When did you get into video games? Any arcade experience or old school consoles? Let's get nostalgic. What was your first video game? Super Mario Bros. Or was it Tetris? That's a good question. I think it was Tetris because Tetris was the game that the entire family played. Or, if we're not talking just console games, my very first game I think was Mahjong because my mom was obsessed with Mahjong and we had one of those old Apple computers that played Mahjong and that was like all it was good for. And oh, it was so good. I used to play Mahjong for hours and then we would play Tetris for hours. And then my brother and I would try to play Super Mario and I would always die. I would always die so quickly, and then Jared would be like, "Get out," because he kept the Nintendo in his room. I'd be like, "I'm sorry that I failed you," but it's the same as like I think in one of my shows I talked about Double Dragon. Jared and I playing Double Dragon was just like me being really excited to play a video game and him being so frustrated that I couldn't figure out how to do anything. Good times, but I think that I mostly got into video games because of my brother, and in terms of arcade stuff, we didn't have any arcades around us, and by any arcades around us, I mean like within a 40-minute radius anywhere. There were no arcades. But in Oregon we have, this might be in other states too, but there's a franchise called Wonderland that is rad, and it's a nickel arcade. I love Wonderland so much. I have spammed there quite a bit. And at Fry's, they let you play DDR for freezy. Mm-hmm. Dudge, would you recommend immigrating to LA? You know, my biggest complaints about LA is that everybody is in a big ol' hurry to get everywhere. So I get honked at all the time because I'm driving the speed limit. And the sun is out too often. Those are my biggest complaints. Like, everybody says that LA people are really rude. They're not. Like, when they're driving, yes, absolutely. But just like as people, everybody's really nice, I think. And I'm actually like not having too much culture shock in terms of like understanding the way that LA people interact with each other. Especially since I think in LA, so many people come to LA from other areas that everybody's different here. So everybody just kind of like figures it out. Which is cool because everybody ends up finding somebody that they connect with, that they click with, that they understand. So I think that if you want an adventure of some sort and you don't want to move too far away and you're in America, I think that LA is an interesting place to go for sure because you can pretty much anything that you want, like in terms of material, you can find it here. Which is pretty crazy because I'm like coming from a rural city where couldn't find anything for the life of us. Like it's crazy being in a city like this where you can like literally find anything within a 30-minute radius. Portland is better than LA though. Yes, that is true. I feel that way because I love Portland. But Dodger, if the game station ever needs an English-British voice actor, I'd be more than willing to help. I think we've been using Total Biscuit for like all of our British voices. Anytime we're like, we need an epic British voice here, we're like, how's it going, buddy? You want to do this? And you know, half the time he's like, no. Which is totally fine because that's who he is and we love him. If you're a vampire because the sun is out too much. I'm an Oregonian. In Oregon, it's like over 300 days of rain. And then the rest of the days are super hot sun. But for the most part, it's rain, and I love the rain. It's been overcast for the last 2 days here, and it's been like, oh, like so happy. Like, I'm so happy. And everybody else is really irritated with it. But I love it. I love it. It's fantastic. Oh! I just realized, sorry, this isn't a question that's on here. I'm really sorry. I totally forgot. Somebody asked me to mention my feelings on Class 3. And this was asked in my last live stream, and I kept totally forgetting to respond to it, so I'm going to respond to it really quick. Okay, so Class 3, for those of you who don't know, is like a, I don't think that it's a final name, but it's a code name for an MMO that's zombie-based. And so a lot of people are like, I wonder if this will do good. I'm concerned for it. I mean, I think it'll do fine. If it's a good game, it'll do fine. But I know a lot of people who are like, I'm kind of getting sick of the zombie thing. So every time, even the Dead Island trailer, when I was watching it, I was like, wow, that's a really good trailer, but I wonder if this is going to come out when everybody's like sick of zombies. Because they originally, Dead Island was first talked about in 2007, I think, at E3, like quite a while ago. And so they've been working on it so hard this whole time. And if they put out this game and everybody's like, kind of done with the zombie thing, I'm going to be like, oh no, I'm so sorry. I feel so bad for them. But a zombie MMO might do good because it's adding a new element to it. Because people have played a million zombie games. But if it's a zombie MMO, that's a bit different. Especially depending on the actual mechanics within it and what you end up being able to be. Like, if you can only be a zombie killer of some sort, that's one thing. But if you can be a zombie in it, huh? Although I don't know if they would ever let you do that because it would just be a lot of, and you like pressing forward and just being like, oh, this game, I need to figure out how to move faster. I need somebody to give me a buff. But, yes. So yes, I retort, when Total Biscuit doesn't want to help, I'll always be around. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Old Republic will be the bestest MMO ever. A lot of Star Wars fans are super excited for Old Republic, and I hope so hard that it does well and that it's a good game. Because I think so many little Star Wars hearts are going to go if it's bad. So, let's see if this is cool enough for me. Are you bored with Vindictus yet? I was bored with Vindictus after about 2 weeks. But, you know, all games deserve a try, right? It was pretty fun for a little bit there. But there were definitely some things in it where I was going, what is even happening with this? I'm so confused. Chat is going crazy. So pumped for Old Republic. Are you bored of Vindictus yet? Zombies, too many of them. Have you ever played Paranoia? It's a tabletop RPG like D&D. It's very awesome and definitely worth a try. I've heard about Paranoia. I have friends who have played it before. But I haven't personally played Paranoia before, no. So if it's good, you should let me know. You should do some more gameplay videos. I agree. I agree that I should do some more gameplay videos. My rig is like, and by my rig I mean my computer. Sorry. The other day I referred to my computer as my rig and somebody got super confused. So I was like, maybe I'll clarify, and then halfway through clarifying I went, everybody who would be in this chat would know what a rig is. My computer can't handle very much at once. And so when I'm filming gameplay, it gets like super upset with me. So I always avoid doing it, but I really want to because I mean, I play games all the time, so why shouldn't I just like film it, right? And I don't know. Eventually I will have a computer that will breathe magic and rainbows and stuff. I lost my thunder there, but are you planning to do any LPs? I would love to do an LP, but I probably wouldn't call it an LP because here's the thing. The people who love LPs love LPs. The people who don't love LPs really voraciously don't love LPs. And so I was thinking about, instead of calling it Let's Play, just calling it Let's have a great time playing this video game. I could only get away with that like once though. That would get old like by the second time. Unless I came up with a different name for it every time. But that's the other thing, is like people would only find it if I called it LP or Let's Play. So call it walkthrough. Yeah, but then I don't know, then it sounds like I'm good at it. And I'm not going to guarantee that I'm ever good at any video game that I play. Because half the time I'm like, I'm a genius, this is so easy. And then the other half of the time I'm going, I want to cry, I have no idea what I'm doing. So you know. Whatever happened to the redo of the Call of Cthulhu! I totally forgot about that. I suck. I totally need to do that. Thank you for reminding me, but I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna write that down. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Pen. 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 Be right back. Pen. Pen. Highlighter. Call of Cthulhu. Boom. Do you ever use that wig? This one? I used to use it a lot in high school. And my hair was like that exact length, so everybody that I knew would be like, "Oh my gosh, you made your hair pink." I'd be like, "No, I didn't. Tricked you. I tricked you." But no, I started my wig collection in high school. This is only one of many, but oh, I don't know. I guess that's kind of weird, right? My mom never had any issues with me having wigs. She was just like, "Don't wear them too often because they're just like hats and they'll make you go bald if your hair doesn't ever like get any air." I was like, "Okay." So, I don't wear them very often, but I love having them because I've always kept my hair really short, so it's like options. Options without having to grow out my hair. Are you a well-balanced gamer? What does that mean? Like in terms of the genres that I play? If it's in terms of the genres that I play, I wouldn't say that I am at all, no. Because I'm always way more interested in RPG and fighting games than any other games. Because I'm horrible at RTS. I'm so bad at it. So bad at RTS. It's insane. And FPS I'm really bad at as well. But the problem with FPS is that I've never really like committed to an FPS game to the point where like I would get good at it. I'd just always be like, I could be playing God of War, and then I would switch. Have you ever cosplayed? No, but I want to, because I think cosplay looks like so much fun. It was one of those situations where, like, at the time when I really, really, really wanted to cosplay, I would try to, it was, it was that stage where it was like, well, I don't necessarily want to go with my parents, but I don't have any friends who would want to do it with me. So I'd always be like, "Hey guys, you want to go cosplay with me? There's a convention coming up," and everyone would be like, so yeah, um, so yeah, unfortunately that was my biggest issue. So, but now that now that I've had like basic costume technician training and stuff like that, I would love to like try to make a costume, even if I never actually wore it. Just like make a costume and be like, "I made this. Anybody want it?" It's pretty cool, I guess. Um, but yeah, I think that would be so fun. Like considering what I studied, it would be really fun. Dodger, you said he would prank Husky. I know. He's really hard to prank. I need to figure out because like it's like if I'm gonna prank you, it needs to be a really good prank. But like he always has his dog with him, and I'm like, but what if I accidentally prank the dog? Then I'll feel bad. I'm way more interested in physical pranks than like I'm not gonna like prank call him because that's lame. I much prefer pranks where like somebody either gets really scared or like almost trips on something. I'm not a good person. I just, you know, balloon full of butter prank? What? What is that? Unplug his computer. He would notice. First thing he would do would be like, "Oh, it's unplugged." "Oh no! Techno Spider, I'll miss you. Have a good day and stuff. Unless you're going to bed. Have a good sleep. Have a good day. Good sleep." On what consoles do you currently play on? My PS3 and my DS are like my big loves. I don't own an Xbox 360 because I don't have the change to have one, but I have a lot of friends who have one, so like if I ever want to play an Xbox 360 game, I'm just like, "I'm coming over." But no, I love the PS3. Anybody who's like not sure whether or not they should get a PS3, I think that it's great. And I'm not planning on getting a 3DS. I mean, I might if enough games come out where I'm like, I really want to play all of these. I should just get a 3DS, then that'll happen. But ever played Demon Souls? That's the game. This is my roundabout way of saying no, I haven't. That's the game where like every time you die, the game gets harder, right? That game sounds rad. Like everybody who played that loved it. Like hated it and loved it. I'm upset the PS3 isn't backwards compatible too. Like, apparently like the first generation of the PS3 was, and then they were like, this is a lot of work, you guys. And then they made it so that it wasn't anymore. And I was like, really? Because I have so many PlayStation games. Just just let me have this one victory, please. See, your PS3 is backwards compatible. I envy you. I envy you and your pretty face. Entering the costume contest for BlizzCon. Want to help me make it? It depends on where you live, but possibly. I could at least give you moral support. Be like, you can do this. You can totally do this. Greetings from Sweden. Love the coffee. Yay! Hi. Can you give us a hint what your secret crazy project is for your... No. I'm not giving you any hint. I won't even tell my parents. My parents have no idea what it is. But I'm excited about it. I will tell you that. Have you ever played Monkey Island? Any of them? I played the first two. The first one was so ridiculous. They're all ridiculous, but like, yeah. Apparently they made like a newer one, right? I think I was watching the trailer for it, and like all of it, like, I don't know. I feel like Monkey Island isn't Monkey Island unless it's all like 2D and flat and awkward. And it's just such good times. How do you handle the sort of internet fame you achieved? How do you deal with the upsides like harassment and stuff? Do you think you're going to share more of your personal life? Where do you draw the line? I, you know, the like the harassment slash like harsh words stuff. I'm very much just like kind of let it roll off my back and ignore it. Obviously don't do things to spur it, but when it happens, just don't respond. And like, I don't know, like in terms of where to draw the line, I think I've done my best to make sure that I never show like the outside of where I live or out my window, things like that. Anything that could give away like my exact location, things like that. I try not to share personal information that could potentially be harmful to me in case anybody is malicious about it. Um, Not, hopefully nobody would be, but just being careful. Um, but no, like it all happened so quick that I still don't really feel like I'm that that famous, I guess. But I love that everybody really enjoys, watching my show and watching me do this stuff. Like I think that that's super fun. And I try to not let the negative stuff ever hold me back from really enjoying how awesome everybody is and all of the good times and stuff like that. So I don't know. Um, I'm kind of a big deal. Sorry, I read that off of there. I didn't just like say that for lulz. Um, oh no, so many things happening. Have you ever played any Final Fantasy games? Excited about Versus 13. Somebody asked me about Versus 13 last time, and I honestly I haven't done any reading about it because I've been so like focused on 14 and trying to be like, what are you guys gonna do about 14? A bunch of people bought it. Now you're just letting them wait. What are you gonna do? Uh, I have played a lot of Final Fantasy games. I have played a ton of them, and I'm one of those totally boring people where I can honestly say that 7 and 9 are my favorite ones. I thought 8 was totally boring and way too much about romance, but I'm always bored by romance stuff. Um, so yeah, I loved 7. Loved 7. I've replayed it like 3 times. uh, but yeah, I love the Final Fantasy games, which is why it's so sad that they're like going downhill. Maybe downhill is the wrong way to put it. There isn't as much heart in them as there used to be, which is too bad. Um, but I'm hoping that eventually they can put more of themselves back into it instead of just making it for the sake of making it, I guess. Are you a romantic person, or would you stay inside and do a daily like Day 9 did on Valentine's Day? um, I'm not a super romantic person, no. Uh, I'm in terms of romance, like I'm very cynical. But I don't, not in a way where I where it ever holds me back from feeling really happy for other people when they're in a relationship. Like, like having friends who are super happy being together is awesome. Like I'm just like, great, just don't make out in front of me. Have fun. Um, but me personally, like I'm not a very romantic person at all. So, you know, there's that. Maybe it's all those video games making me a violent, aggressive person. Exaggerated wink. Whatever happened to your Protoss costume you were making? There's a material that I wanted for it that ended up being really expensive, and I was like, okay, well I'll buy it when I can. For those of you who don't know about this, I was going to make Protoss legs because I was looking at pictures of Protoss and I was like, oh man, their legs are so cool, like they're like a Z, and or like a lightning bolt. And I was like, I know like a pretty easy way that I could make this. Um, and so I got all of the materials except one. And then I was like, okay, well, I'll just wait until I'm able to get this last thing. And then I just never got it. So I still have all the materials for it, and I'll probably make it someday, but I'm not going to promise that I'm going to make it anytime soon and then just like let you guys down yet again. Why is DexterityBonus the name of your new channel? DexterityBonus is the name of my new channel because I found my old D&D sheet, and I was looking at it, and I was like, ha 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 ha, dodge. And then, and then I was like, ha 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 ha, the modifier is dexterity. And then I was like, ha 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 ha, dexterity bonus. And then I was like, I should really make a second channel someday. It was just a really bad, like, lineup of things that happened that made me go, I should just name this dexterity bonus. Because I figure, you know, like, it's not too much of a stretch where I couldn't explain it pretty easily, but at the same time, it feels enough like an in-joke with myself that it was just like I was giggling while I was typing it in. And I was like, I wonder if this is even open. And then it was, and I was like, well, now I have to have it. So that's why it's the name of my second channel. For funsies. Take out Husky's graphics card. He would flip. Flip balls. What anime is that beside DBZ? It's Sailor Moon. First season of Sailor Moon. On the other side is video games. No more anime over here. Are you only gonna do live streams on Friday? That would make me very sad. No. I'm still just like figuring out how to do this, and I'll probably like do. I want to figure out like a set time to do coffee live streams, but in terms of like gameplay live streams, I'll probably just do those in the evening, like just when I get home and I'm like, I'm gonna play this game, and then be like, oh, I'll just live stream it, whatevs. Which means, you know, that it might be pretty boring, but you know, it'll just be me playing a game, talking about nonsense, and reacting to the game, and all that sort of goodness. But I figure if I'm playing this game anyway, that you guys might as well get to see it, since I have this live stream channel now. So, can your PC handle gameplay live streams? I don't know. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. Dodger, do you think you will ever be as cool as Lane? And do you think that it's at all possible to be as cool as Lane? No, I don't think anyone in the world could ever be as cool as Lane is. And like, I mean that honestly, and like, he is such a cool person when you meet him. He's so chill. He's just like, hey guys, what's up? How's it going? You wanna hang out and stuff? And you're like, yeah, let's hang out. You're just so chill. Like, he's pretty cool. Lane is who does our news show on the game station, and he's just like, he's ridiculous. He's super super chill dude. So yeah, when you're watching it, he's not just faking it. He actually is that ridiculous and low key. I don't blame you for leaving for Screw Attack's live stream. Don't worry. Do not worry. Paint the Zerg sign on the side of Husky's dog. Kaylee would lick it off, and I'd be like, Kaylee, no! Jimmy, no! You never shut up. Constantly talk and talk and talk. That is true. That is true. Constantly talking. So rude. Why do you need to be so beautiful? I read that as hateful in my mind. Why you gotta be so hateful? Because I have a friend who says that all the time. And so I was gonna read it super epically, and then I was like, oh, it rounded off with beautiful. Jimmy, no! If anybody else has ever seen that StarCraft video, it's so good. Jimmy, don't let him build barracks outside. Jimmy, don't let him finish those. Jimmy, no! Do you surf? I've never surfed, no, but I snowboard. I miss snowboarding so much. Snowboarding's awesome. I've never skied. But snowboarding and I are besties. We love each other. I don't have any of my snowboarding gear here though because I was like, there's never gonna be an opportunity for me to snowboard in LA. It's just never gonna happen. Did it snow a lot in Oregon? Not where we are, but if you drive like an hour, suddenly there's snow everywhere. And if you drive like 2 hours, you can get to the mountain pretty easy. So, but we live in the valley, and there's like almost no snow there ever. But it's like there are a lot of wetlands there, so we flood like all winter, and we're like, flooding, fun times. I live close to Whistler and have only snowboarded once. Do you enjoy it? If you enjoy it and you've only gone once, then I can't even feel bad for you. Post the vid? Post what vid? Oh, yeah. Go ahead and post that Jimmy No video. Do it, do it, do it. And nobody kick him for doing it. That would be really sad if I was like, yeah, you go ahead and do it, and then he got kicked. I'd be like, oh no, I'm so sorry. Show us your rage face. It's like that same face that I make in all of my videos when I'm upset. Broken my collarbone 3 times snowboarding. I don't snowboard anymore. Oh, I don't blame you. If I had bad luck snowboarding that way, then I probably wouldn't snowboard either. I haven't hurt myself at all snowboarding yet, and I don't know how. But I haven't attempted any like jumps or anything. I think when that happens, that's when I'm gonna start like needing to make sure the paramedics are on call. Because I'm not like, okay, I have a weird combination of being really clumsy and at the same time like pretty light on my feet. So I never know when I'm gonna just biff it and fall down the stairs or, you know, spill coffee all over myself. Like there's so many weird things that happen and I'm like, how did this even happen? Normally I would catch this and not have this happen. Oh my god! Be back getting food. Since 16 years ago, California is nice, but I want snow. Oh man, everything's happening so fast. Are you on Twitter? I made a Twitter and then instantly linked it to my Facebook and then never went on Twitter again. And everybody who has ever written me a message on Twitter will probably hate me. But I didn't even know. Okay, here's how little I know about Twitter, and yet another reason why I'm like, am I becoming that person where I'm like, I don't understand this newfangled nonsense. I had no idea people could send you messages on Twitter. What? No way! Crazy world we're living in. And then I felt bad, but then I was like, I'm not even gonna check it because there are probably gonna be so many. I want to break my laptop right now? Don't do it. Are you a good driver? How's Oregon traffic different than LA? In LA, people blatantly run red lights constantly, and it freaks me out. It freaks me out so bad. Like, in Oregon, sometimes people run yellow lights, but most of the time, like, the second the yellow light happens, everybody, like, screeches to a halt. But here, yellow light is literally, like, yellow means go faster. And yellow turning into red is speed the hell up. Get through there. And it's like so terrifying. The second it's yellow, I always slow down and then people honk at me. But I'm terrified. I don't want to die. I've been in a couple accidents, and one of them was my fault. But I wouldn't say that I'm like a fantastic driver, but I'm definitely not a bad driver, if that makes any sense. I don't enjoy driving. Driving stresses me out, especially here. But fortunately, I live really close to where I work. So, we don't want you to die either. That's good. You play Uncharted on your PS3. I actually just borrowed Uncharted 2, and then everything falls over. Just borrowed Uncharted 2. So I'm excited to play that. Dodger, what's your project for the future? You know, I was really surprised for some reason. I was super surprised how much people enjoyed that me drawing Samus on my door video went. I do weird projects like that all the time. And I was talking with somebody and I was like, maybe I should just start recording myself like doing these projects because they're typically like pretty standard projects, but they're always like kind of nerdy spins on them. So, I don't know, I might start posting more of those if people like them. More weird projects. Yes. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, if you guys enjoy those videos, then you should go ahead and let me know, and I'll keep putting up stuff like that because I do so many things like that. It's just weird. You're messing with your hair a lot, just so you know. I know. I put it in a ponytail, and it's weird for me, so I keep like feeling no hair on the back of my neck and then going, ah. Will there be another video of you destroying a console? No. That was hard. That was so heartbreaking for me. And when we set it on fire, setting it on fire was the only part where I was like, yeah, let's set it on fire, because watching things burn is really interesting, especially if they're materials that typically don't burn very well. But, no, I don't intend on ever destroying another console system, handheld or otherwise. Dead Island trailer opinions. We talked about this a little bit earlier in the conversation, but I loved the Dead Island trailer, and if anybody hasn't seen it, you should totally watch it. Should have microwaved it. Yeah, and destroyed the microwave. Team Rocket or A-Team? I love Team Rocket so much. They're so fail. Oh, it's so good. I used to love the Pokemon show. And in response to the question asking how long I'm going to be here, I'm going to be here for 10 more minutes, and then I have to go. So, Marvel or Capcom? That's so hard. I feel like in terms of my childhood, Marvel, but in terms of like how crazy awesome the characters are, Capcom, which is why it's so awesome that they make games called Marvel versus Capcom. Magic, I know. 10 more minutes of pure awesomeness. Oh, you guys are so sweet. What will I do today? All my friends are at school. What's something you could do today? Let's brainstorm. You could color code your clothing. Things that I do when I'm bored. If one of the worlds were real, which one would you choose, Pokemon or D&D? Well, that's because D&D like is literally, I mean, it's a game that's set up where you can create any world you want. So I would say D&D because if I wanted a world where Pokemon were real, I could make it. But if you were saying like one of the standard campaigns, like Pokemon versus Eberron, I'd probably still pick Eberron, just because Eberron is so cool. So cool. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you should wiki that. Eberron. Speaking of D&D, would you recommend it to somebody who's never played it before? I would. I think that it's really fun. But I think that if you're somebody who has never played it before and you have no idea where to start, you should definitely play with somebody who's seasoned. Or I know a couple of people who figured out how to play it because there were like 3 or 4 people who had never played it before that were all really interested in playing it, and then they all got together and figured it out together. But the way that I originally played was I literally played with people who had been playing for years the first time. So it was really easy for me to assimilate in and to feel comfortable and like understand the whole feeling of it. So I think that it's a really fun game, especially if you're somebody who likes being theatrical and ridiculous. And if you have a really good memory, it's a really fun game because sometimes people like to play with a you can't open your book policy, which basically means if you have some sort of a skill written on your sheet, you can't look up any of the statistics on it. You have to memorize them. I'm terrible at that because I have a horrible memory, but some people really like playing that way, so. I made my first tweet for this channel for the lulz. Yay! What is the worst pickup line someone has ever used on you? Baby, you so hot, you turn my software into hardware. I have kept that one near and dear to my heart my entire life. Well, since that moment, because I thought it was so funny. Yeah, that's it's one of those ones where I'm like, I'm gonna keep that one in my back pocket and use it someday. When you record yourself playing video games, what video capture software do you use? Fraps, typically, or when I'm doing games that are emulators, I typically use. I've been using ZSNES, but I've been told that I should switch to a different emulator software. But on ZSNES, there's like a hack that you can use where you can record yourself. But apparently, some of the other emulator players have recording software like built in. So it's like, why did I go to all that work? We have Joey. We have Joy. I read that as Joey. I'm really out of it, apparently. Dodger, do you use emulators? And could you yell at Mike and tell him we request more Huck videos? I'll try. He and I have a very, like, brother-sister relationship, so when I yell at him about things, he says, get out of here. And then he, like, kind of halfway slaps me in the face, and then I tackle him. It's a good relationship. I gotta go. Bye-bye. Bye! It's good having you. Yeah, I have a few more minutes. We're good. Oh, something up there said, hard question, and then it disappeared. Sorry. No, Jimmy, no! Friday morning spent watching Dodger live and not studying. Achievement unlocked. Oh, I'm sorry that you're not studying right now. I have definitely chosen to play video games instead of do, like, final projects. I always regret it in the morning, but at the time I'm like, no, this is right. No, it's fine. I can do it in the morning. Have you ever played Plants vs. Zombies? A couple times. That's one of those, like, ridiculous games where you're like, in my last news episode I was talking about thinking outside the box. Like, one of the first games that came to my mind was Plants vs. Zombies. It was like, what even, like, who sat down and was like, I'm gonna make a tower defense game. Whereas Plants vs. Zombies, it's gonna go real well. It's like, that is awesome. Like, somebody was either high or just great. Like, one of those. I guess you could be high and great. But I like to think it was one or the other. That somebody could have come up with that sober. Do you play Magica? I still haven't played it. No. Shay Carl or Wheezy Waiter? Shay Carl, because his kids are redonk. Did you ever skip school assignments in favor of gaming? Constantly. So often. One of my like, this is why I quit WoW story is basically, I realized 3 weeks into my biology class that I had only gone once. And then I was like, I should probably stop playing World of Warcraft. Because I was in college. I was like, I need to start taking school seriously, since I'm, like, paying so much money to be here. I went to the cheapest university in Oregon. But still. It's still, like, too much work. James Cameron or Christopher Nolan? That's hard. I would say Christopher Nolan. I enjoy him. I enjoy his stuff. Have you ever played Little Big Planet or Little Big Planet 2? Heck yeah, I have. I totally have. I've been playing a lot of Little Big Planet 2, actually. It's such a ridiculous game, and people make the most incredible customizable levels. You're just like, why did you even, what is this? How do you meet Husky? We went to high school together. And that's that story. Keep asking your questions. Oh no! I've got 5. Wait. Yeah, I've got 5 minutes. We're good. Have you played Game Dev Story? Is that a mobile game? Because I think I know somebody who played that, but I didn't actually play it. Dodger, do you smoke cannabis? I do not. I never have. I've never done any sort of drugs. Yeah. Nope. Don't smoke the weeds. You scratch your armpits a lot. I know. Aren't I super attractive? doing things. My mom sometimes will call me after she's seen a video and be like, "You scratched your nose so many times in that video," or "You were itching your ear throughout that entire thing." And I'm like, "Whoops." Oh well. I just I don't know. I figure we're all pretty close at this point. I can just kind of be myself and do whatever. Who's the next femme character for your door drawing? I really need to sand that and start over. But the next one that I want to do is Morrigan because she has those awesome wings. I want to figure that out. Because I would love to have like one of those wings spanning the rest of the door and then have people like over the wing. I think that would be really cool. Good thing the microphone doesn't pick up farts, right? Just kidding. Yeah, that would suck. But I can assure you, this is going to be another one of those moments. If my mom's watching, she's going to call and be like, Dodge! I can assure you that I have not cut one this entire time. Do you feel more at ease now? Do you work for the radio? No. I don't think I would like working for radio. I think that would be too much. Would you do a PH2C episode talking as a superhero? Could I pick the superhero? Could I be Aquaman and sound super whiny? I don't know. How did that happen? How do we suddenly have this weird stigma against Aquaman as being like the whiny, useless one? I don't know how that's happened. Because like in Smallville, he's pretty useful. It's just so weird. What's the worst game you've played recently? Oh, there's a Flash game that I played that was terrible. What was the name of it? Oh, I can't remember the name of it. There's a Flash game that I played where you walked around like it was like FPS style, but you walked around and like every time you would round a corner, it would take away all of your weapons. And I was like, this game was programmed really poorly. Like you'd pick up a weapon and be like, yes, I finally have a gun, and then you'd round a corner and walk a couple steps, and then suddenly it would switch you to the knife, and you'd be like, wait, where's my gun? And you just wouldn't have your gun anymore. I was like, this is terrible. This is such a horrible game. Big Bang Theory, love it. Sorry, everything keeps like coming in bursts. Would you play a fighting game with the fans? I really need someone to play Dragon Ball Z Burst Limit with me. I haven't played Burst Limit yet. Is it good? Is it radical? Um, I think it would be hilarious to play fighting games with fans. The problem is that like I've tried to be pretty adamant about not giving out my PSN ID, but at the same time, if I'm gonna start doing gameplay, then it's like everybody's gonna find out anyway, right? So who really cares, right? I don't know. We'll figure that out later. Oh no, what's going on? What's going on? 23? What? Oh, my age? Whoops. Create a second ID. Oh, that's true. That's true. You guys are way smarter than I am. I'm stupid. Husky is like Link, and Dodger is the man in the cave that gives him guidance. That's pretty funny. He'd be really offended by that. Use the word radical a lot. I do. I don't know when I started using that. When I started saying rad, but this is kind of an odd question, but are you shy IRL? I know that this is really you, but people are totally different in person. Am I shy? I'm shy if I don't know anyone. Like, if I were to walk into a place and didn't know anyone there, I'm not the type of person to be like, hi, I'm Dodger, how are you? What's going on? But if I know a couple people, I'm way more outgoing. So, I don't know, for whatever that's worth. Yeah, I need to go and do stuff. Yeah, me too. Oh, man. Yep. It's 10 o'clock, y'all. Thank you so much for showing up and for being here and talking to me and asking me questions and stuff. It was fun. I'm slowly figuring this whole thing out, right? And I'm sorry if chat was really confusing and terrible, but yeah, again, thank you, thank you, thank you. Really love talking to you guys, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Okay, bye. How do I get out of here? Ah!